Today, let's talk about why more companies are buying AI and ML solutions instead of build them in-house. What are the three biggest failures and when selecting and evaluating third-party solutions and how to fix them. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Celine Xu, an AI and data strategist in a large global company. With more than 11 years experience in machine learning and AI, hands-on and leadership, I have helped organizations build and refine their AI and ML solution for better business impact successfully. With deep knowledge and diverse experience across both business and engineering domain, one of my core missions is to bridging the gap between business and tech team, and to leverage AI and data for human-centric decision-making that drives better solutions. Let's dive into it. Over the past few years, we will see a decisive shift. Rather than building AI and ML solution internally, more and more companies are opting to buying organizational-ready platform for external providers. This trend isn't just about cost and convenience consideration or a change in purchasing patterns. It's a strategic decision grounded in changing dynamic of AI technology and solution ecosystem, and how value is actually created through the machine learning today. A shift from internal research and development towards acquiring pre-built enterprise-ready solution. A fundamental reimagination of how organizations approach AI application for value and move from creator to sophisticated orchestrator or say an integrator. Here are 4 key reasons behind this shift. First, foundation model performance has converged and is only owned by the big tech. Not long ago, the competitive edge in AI came from building proprietary algorithm or training model from scratch for internal data. Today, that's rarely true. Most of the world breakthrough advancement in foundational AI, like large language model, image classification, prediction, or recommendation engines, are developed and owned by a handful of large tech companies. Because most of advanced algorithms and the comprehensive public dataset are becoming increasingly concentrated holded by only the major tech players like Google, OpenAI, Microsoft. And as algorithmic sophistication reach a new heights, only those big tech companies have the talents and enough R&D budget for the new tech or infra advancement and innovation. At the same time, this consolidation also creates most commercialized available AI model and API deliver remarkably similar performance benchmark. The performance of most market existing models has largely converged. They all perform at a roughly the same level on a generalized tasks. This means companies outside of tech elite don't gain much to trying reinvent the wheel. Buying a solution built on top of the state-of-art models gives them immediate access to the top-tier performance without massive investment in infrastructure, talent, and R&D. Second, the rise of specialized application vendors with real-world domain expertise. Since the big knowledge companies set up the foundation of AI and machine learning, when we talk about the application or solution layer, a new wave of specialized AI and ML vendors has emerged. Either the company has focused narrowly on solving a single well-defined business problem like fraud detection, automatic funnel building, or demand forecasting, or the companies that focus narrowly on specific AI and ML capability, but able to apply them in a wide range of the business situations, such as time series forecasting, large language model for researching, text-to-image creation, or auto-ML platform. These vendors bring 2 key advantages. First, deep of focus. By dedicating themselves to a single problem space, they often outperform generating in-house solution and foundational models. Second, breadth of experience. They work with clients in similar problems but across wide use cases, giving them a unique edge in understanding real-world situation, challenges, and data nuance for better business result. For buyers, this means they get solutions that they are not only technical side, but deeply attuned to a business context and ready to use. Number 3, standardized integration make vendor switching less risky. Historically, a big barrier to adopting third-party AI solution was the fear of vendor lock-in. That concern is fading. With the rise of APIs, cloud-based platform, and modular data architecture, AI and ML tools can now be integrated and swapped with far less friction. This interoperability gives company flexibility and leverage. If a vendor underperforms for business pivots, switching out a model or platform doesn't require ripping out core systems. This reduces the long-term risk associated with buying versus building. Last, but the most important shift is the real AI and ML solution performance differentiator now lies in the data and the business logic, not the model or algorithm itself. Competitive advantage really comes from model itself. It comes from the data you feed into the solution and the business logic you wrap around it. That means the real opportunity for company is not in building better models. It's in how to curate the better data inputs, whether it's unique customer data, operational pattern, or proprietary market signal. Companies win when they use this to fine-tuning off-the-shelf model to their own advantage, rather than allocating resource to model development or model improvement. Forward-looking companies are focused on orchestrating high-quality data pipeline and applying domain-specific logic to get differentiated business outcomes. So, more and more companies like to buy AI and ML solutions, rather build them internally. But here is the painful truth. Most companies are terrible at evaluating AI solutions. I'm talking about millions of dollars wasted on the tools that don't work, projects that fails spectacularly, and teams left wondering what went wrong. Today, I'm breaking down the 3 critical reasons why third-party AI and ML solution evaluations goes wrong, and more importantly, how you can avoid these expensive mistakes. The 3 critical failure why the third-party AI and ML solution evaluations goes wrong. The failure number 1, the scope clear crisis. This one is huge. Most solution requesters can't clearly define what they actually need. They know they have a problem, they have frustration, but they can't articulate the specific requirements and identify must-have feature or define successful metrics to justify the result. I've seen companies says, we need AI for customer service, but what they really need is we need to reduce responsible time by 50% while maintain the quality score above 85% for our 10,000 daily support tickets. You see the difference. Without clear scope, even the best solution will fail to deliver value because you are not measuring and tracking. It's like asking a contractor to make your house better without specifying what do you mean by better. I made a video about how to make a great AI and ML requirement for your solution if you want to check it out. You can use the same UPOMC model for your third-party solution scoping. I link the video and the free PDF checklist in the comment below for information. Failure number 2, the holistic views and the technical knowledge gap. Here is another massive gap. It's incredibly rare for companies to bring all their subject matter experts together to properly interview solution provider and evaluate the solution. Instead, more often, a tech sales team presenting to whoever happened to be available that day or to the person or a team controls the budget or make the purchasing decision. The challenge here is the controller or the decision maker doesn't understand the real pain point of the business users and lack the technical expertise to properly evaluate the solution in terms of functionality and integration feasibility. It's like buying a house where only the accountant sees the prints. Think about it. You wouldn't hire a senior engineer based on 30 minutes chat with HR, right? But companies routinely choose million-dollar AI solution based on equally superficial evaluations. This creates critical blind spots. The security team doesn't ask about the data protection. The engineering team doesn't access the promising functionality. The user team doesn't evaluate the user interface and workflow integration. And the result? Company often end up with solution that looks great in demos, but fall apart in real functional capability and adoption. The technical debt piles up, integration becomes a nightmare, and the return on investment never materialized. A complete evaluation needs 4 key perspectives. User experience, usually handled through the sales demo and trial experience. Technology functionality testing and integration. The IT team that has to actually implement and maintain the solution need to understand the feasibility and the functionality of the solution. Legal and compliance. Here's the problem. Get involved after the company has already committed to a specific application or solution. Financial controller. The financial team send out the RFIs, RFPs, and RFQs to collect cost information for each solution provider. The failure number 3, the market visibility problem. Finally, there is the market visibility issue. Companies normally do not have a well-curated solution pool for evaluating which are the relevant solution suppliers with relevant capabilities and good enough qualities. The AI solution space is exploding with hundreds of vendors each claim to be the best without qualified comparison. Unlike traditional software, where you might only need to compare 5 to 10 options existing in the market, how the company knows which provider are available. It normally either from employee recommendation or the familiarity from mass coverage of marketing. And the company also lack of the understanding of there are different level of solution hinder the company making the right comparison among relevant candidates. For example, whether you need an UI-ready platform as a solution or you only need an ML capability API as a solution, and you can't just compare both at the same level. There is no single place to easily compare relevant competitive options. Companies either go with the first solution they find or the biggest name with the lowest cost based on the controller priorities. Now, here is the good news. With the right framework, you can avoid all these pitfalls and confidently choose AI and ML partners who deliver trustworthy, explainable, and effective solutions that actually create value expected. In the next part of this video, I'm going to show you exactly what is the good evaluation framework looks like and give you step-by-step approach that eliminate these costly mistakes. Key number 1. Define crystal clear requirements. By shifting focus from direct solution evaluation to clarify and align the core problem to solve, you will find the future solution evaluation will be more effective and welcome by stakeholders. Einstein nailed it. If I had an hour to solve a problem, I spent 55 minutes think about the problem and 5 minutes think about the solution. Steve Jobs took it further. If you define a problem correctly, you almost have the solution, knowing which problem actually matters. The best strategy don't start with more data. It starts with the better questions. Before jumping into the solution, ask yourself, are you solving the right problem? And what the problem you're solving? And what are the key functions you actually need? The simple summary. You need to have problem definition. What specific business problem are you actually solving? Be measurable. Second, the solution requirements. What are the must-have capability and nice-to-have functionality? Be specific about performance, integration, and scalability needs. Last, the successful metric. How will you measure your return on investment? Define this before you start evaluating. Instead of we need AI for better demand forecasting, define it as we need to reduce that stock for 3 warehouses by 30% and increase profitability margin by 10% for next season. I've created a video for business people how to articulate a clear and effective requirement for AI and ML product solution. Here for information. I will link it also in the description. Key number 2, bridging the technical knowledge gap. Break down the evaluation silos. Create what I called technical translation teams. For every AI and ML evaluation, pair business users with technical experts who can ask the right questions. You need to have at least 4 key players in your evaluation team. First, the business owner. Define the requirement and successful metrics and budget limitation. Second, the technical evaluator. Access functionality, integration complexity, scalability, and maintenance efforts. Third, implementation specialist. Review deployment requirements and timeline with understanding of disruption of existing operation process. Fourth, end user representative. Test actual usability and workflow fit. Implement this integrated evaluation matrix. Every solution gets scored across 4 dimensions simulatively with different weight based on your priority, but not sequentially. First, technical feasibility. Ask a question like, can it work with our system? And understand the landscape of infrastructure. Second, business impact. Ask a question like, will it solve our actual problem and how you will measure the effectiveness of this problem-solving capability. Third, financial visibility. What is the total cost of ownership? And also, not just about the purchasing price. The fourth, the risk assessment. Do we facing any compliance, security, vendors, stability problem, or anything else? Create a structured vendor interviews where your expert can ask the hard question for critical information. Your interview areas need to include, first, technical deep dive, maybe 45 minutes. Your tech expert team grill with the critical details. The second, business case review, around 30 minutes. Real-world scenario with previous client, the challenges, the feedbacks, and the solutions, not the polished demos. Third, implementation plan, around 30 minutes. You need to understand the detailed timeline. When is the proof of concept? When is the resource requirements, potential roadblocks, and contingency plan? And last, if you want to take it further, you can actually make a call to actual customer of the solution supplier to ask the feedback. Pro tip, if you don't have internal technical expert. Hire an independent AI consultant for major evaluation. It's cheaper than $1 million mistake. Key number 3, create your own suppliers pool. Create a systematic vendor discovery process instead of relying on whoever contacts you first. Here is what I suggest my team to use for creating the vendor discovery process. First, doing the industry research. Use analysis report from big consulting firm, credible research companies to understand the big landscape. Or even use the venture capital investment board to understand what is available on the market. Second, understand the different level of offerings, integration efforts, and benchmark the cost and spending at the right level. Third, competitive analysis. See what your competitors are implementing and who they are working with. Fourth, peer networks. Ask the industry contacts what they are using and what they are looking for. Advanced strategies. Create a vendor scoring before you start to looking. When you know your evaluation criteria upfront, you'll recognize the right solution when you see it. This 3-step framework will dramatically improve your AI and ML solution evaluations. But adapt the framework based on your company's situation and create a systematic and repeatable process is most important. So, check the free resource for evaluation in the comment and subscribe for more AI strategies and tips. Share your evaluation stories in the comment if you want. Thank you for watching and see you next time.